All right, boys, we are back working on the bike. It's been a minute since I've cut some things off of this thing. And honestly, you guys know how we have this power commander on these. Well, being that this is an 04, we can actually get the ECU flash. So I know that we're going to be doing the 750 swap. I know we're going to be doing some head work. Now, when I get the motor, I do have head work planned for the motor. So what we're going to be doing today is I'm literally just going to be getting rid of this, and we're going to get ready to take this ECU down to Carnage Performance. It was like 300 something bucks. I'm tired of looking at this thing. We're going to remove it. If anyone is interested in a power commander, let me know. Probably let it go for 150 bucks. It does work. I'm tired of looking at it. I never liked piggyback. All right, we got the power commander out. Just had a customer come in. I was dealing with him for a couple hours. Yeah, so now everything's factory in. I'm gonna work on getting this PCM pulled. I'm probably just gonna go end up dropping it off tonight, to be honest, because yeah, I gotta go make a list of what mods I have, which actually, if you think about it, tuning wise, I don't really think I have much. Titanium full exhaust, heat wrapped airbox. I do want to do some velocity stacks, but I don't have that. Oh, we do have we have a air filter, so I need to check and see what air filter I have because I never marked that. And I think that's really about it. Engine wise, just exhaust and intake stuff, and then everything else should be pretty stock. But yeah, we'll see how it runs. I want to get a 93 tune, and we'll go from there. Also think about converting batteries. I'd love to go to a Milwaukee battery, but I don't think that's going to be possible. So while we're in here and I'm going to be waiting on the tune, I might as well come in and check everything out. I do have a K&N filter. We're going to clean this thing up. Let me know how you guys feel about that. Wanted to check everything, make sure there's no oil in places there shouldn't be. All these plugs were a little loose. I just want to check them, make sure everything's good. All right, so got the pair valve off. And we got all of these spark plugs out. We're going to check over all of these things. So we're basically setting this thing up that when we do the swap, there's as little elimination stuff as possible. One of the big things is anybody who says that this doesn't make a difference is full of shit. But these have been gone for a while. These secondary throttle valves, the electronic throttle valves, that shit's been gone for a while. Pair valve, we're going to do the two block offs here, and then we're going to run our catch can. When we get the new swing arm, it'll be a lot easier, but we're going to put our catch can back there. I don't want to just run it onto the ground because then there's oil getting on the ground, but I have it in here somewhere. Yeah, here it is. So we have a catch can there. We're going to be installing that. I want to do all this stuff before we get the ECU flash. We're just going to cut these two wires and put the resistor between them. Efficiency is key when doing this shit. So the reason, now that the tank's off and shit and I can just do all this, I'm just going to do it all in one shot. So we got this guy sitting here mounted. Red Loctite on those bolts in there. Red Loctite on those. And for the most part, she's pretty straight. Well, like that. There we go. All right. Yeah, it's a thin little bracket. We'll see what happens. Worst case scenario, one day I run it over. But we're going to take the hose, kind of bring it up and through here and back down to that. So we need to get the length, put the plugs back in. I need to get a resistor for this guy, go buy 2 caps for that. Actually, I need to buy a couple more caps because we got a few places to block off. I got to block that one off, and then I'm going to block that one off with a new one. That one was blocked from the factory, but there you go. And then we look down in the cylinders. Everything looks all right. Something down in there on that one. A little dirty, we'll figure that out. We'll send a vacuum down in there before I torque everything down, but it's nice new plugs. All right, I went out, I got a hose for this guy here, for the catch can. We're gonna make a mount on the side here somewhere. And then we got these two blocked off for the pair valve. I just need to go get a resistor. I did vacuum all the holes out because I wasn't putting that back together. And that's where we're at so far. We'll get everything back together, figure out what we want to do for a battery, get the intake box back on, but It's coming together, slow and steady. We'll see how this holds up over time. It's red Loctited right now, but it's a very thin bracket, so it's gonna, we'll see. We'll also see, make sure it doesn't smack the bottom of that, but we should be all right. This is a pretty stiff suspension, so. Spark plugs are torqued down to 8 foot-pounds. Everything blocked off. Here's the key delete harness that you literally just plug in so you can get rid of the ignition switch. And you can throw the intake back on. I think we're pretty much done in here. All that stuff's done other than the resistor for that. So I'm probably, we'll see. I got to figure something out with that. All right, we got air filter back on. There is a plug, if you can see right there. This is just a temporary. I bought one plug too little. And then obviously this is all gonna come back off when the pair valve comes. Pair valve delete, I should say. So I'll see if they can turn it off in the tune. If they cannot, then we get the resistor. All right, so we got the gas lines fixed. They run all the way down here. Probably gonna cut them a little bit shorter. And but that's the routing that we got because one of the lines was broken, so I took care of that. We have this guy plugged off inside. Pair valve still plugged in until I feel like fixing it. And other than that, ECU is back in. I just gotta cut this nub off yet. And we'll see how it drives with no tune on it. Probably gonna ride like shit. So we'll get that fixed. All right, let's see if she starts.
Told you it wasn't gonna run good without a tune.
Wow, that runs like shit. Alright, helmet's on, so you might have a problem hearing me and shit, but I did get this piece cut off and ground down. Like I said, this is a temporary. We're gonna go with a Brock's Performance. Might have missed a little bit of a chip right there. I can feel it. I'll probably come back in tomorrow and take care of that. But I'm gonna ride this home tonight, and then tomorrow is when we'll do the ECU flash. So I'm gonna drop it off tonight. But this is where this is at. I might make a mount for this right here, and then we're gonna make another mount for it like right here so it looks good. But I like it. I like the way it everything turned out. And then if I need to drain it, we'll see how much oil this thing blows. But there you go, catch can installed. All right, so we just got the PCM back. This is what we got. So we went with full exhaust, cannon filter, secondary throttle valve delete, block off plates, sprocket 1455, or sorry, 1545, and then rear tire 190. So hopefully it changes my speedo to read a little bit more accurate. But it was 316 bucks, so $299 after tax. So we're gonna slap this Bad Larry in. Looks like this guy did hit up here, so is what it is. We're gonna watch it, see if any oil comes out of there. Nothing yet, so that's a good sign. But battery is disconnected, so let's plug her in. Already sounds healthier. Fired right up. All right. It definitely made a big difference. Definitely like it a lot more than that Power Commander. But I'm gonna put the speedo on. I don't have a mic on the thing, but I'm gonna put the speedo on my phone versus that, and we're gonna see where it's at. I don't know that it changed. I don't think that it did, but it runs a night and day better than it did. Like, it ran like ass without the tune. So let's bring the speedo up and see what we get out of it. All right, so I'm gonna do a voiceover on this one, and it's not me riding this, you know, just have someone else test driving it, just in case you guys are wondering. Might blur the speedos, but at, you know, just cruising down, it definitely didn't change anything to do with the speedometer. I might look into replacing the factory speedo with like a GPS one, because I do know that once we go ahead and do this 750 swap, it's not going to matter what miles are on the bike anyway, so I don't really need a factory speedometer. And the only thing I got to worry about is oil changes and whatnot. But my main concern with that is it's nice to know the actual mileage of this bike and motor and combination and all that. But once this motor's swapped out, the mileage is not going to be anywhere near accurate. Like, everything on this bike has been pretty much rebuilt, restored. Everything's new. The tire, the chain, sprockets, the motor's going to be replaced with the transmission. The forks have been redone, new brakes. Like, the only thing is the frame is going to match the mileage. But if you guys can see, like, if the GPS, like, if I'm on a track and I'm doing 140 on the track at 139 miles an hour, the speedo is reading 112, which is a 27 mile an hour difference, which is just really, really insane. It's one of those, like, I don't even really see a point in having the factory speedometer. So I am going to look into it. If you guys have any recommendations, we do have a couple of mods we're coming in the future. I'm going to be ordering the MSD launch control. We're going to be ordering the front tie-down straps and a few other little odds and ends here and there. But in the meantime, this is where the bike's sitting. It's going to be sitting for a little while. Everything's been getting expensive, so obviously if I didn't have to take care of some other things, I would love to be getting this motor faster than I am now. But I'm going to do what I can to keep giving you guys the content. I hope you guys enjoyed it. So, see you guys.